Hey, deserving listeners, 90 Day Fiancé. Let's watch.
I just breathed a sigh of relief. There was so much that went on in Belize.
So this is it. This is the K1 visa.
You probably don't want to start a fire next to all of those dry leaves. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Unless she has a grill that's underneath.
Well, sometimes in life, you think that is your partner, but it's better off as friends. And I find it better that Paris and I are not together. We communicate more as friends, and we are more happy together like that.
So, 2 thumbs up to everyone involved, Harris, Emma, and Stephanie, for a very healthy way of approaching this. We've seen Stephanie deal with this in less healthy ways. Instead, she is going straight to Emma and having a conversation and having Emma explain, look, yeah, our relationship is better as friends, and that's it. And you can hear the sadness in Emma's voice around that, but she's resigned. She's resolved to that, at least enough to kind of be okay with him coming to the States and living with her. So this really eliminates a lot of opportunities for negative things to happen, for Stephanie to be paranoid or jealous, worried about this sort of thing, or for Emma to be angry at Stephanie for taking her man away or something. What a wonderful conversation. How many of us would be willing to have that conversation? If you're dating someone and you're wondering about their relationship with their ex or their former spouse, how many of us would actually just have a conversation like, hey, what's going on? I just want to make sure that everything's okay. So in a weird twist, Stephanie's behavior on the show actually exhibits extremely healthy behavior.
Well, thank you, Emma.
Yes, no problem, no problem.
Do you mind if I say goodbye to Harris? Will you put him back on the phone?
All right.
The other thing that this does is it opens up the door for ongoing conversations. If it does work between Stephanie and Harris, there's going to be a lot of conversations between Harris and Emma about parenting the kids. Stephanie will probably be involved in that, at least from the outside. I could see a scenario where Harris and Stephanie go to Belize occasionally to visit with the kids and with Emma together as a whole family. So this is great that Stephanie and Emma are starting to have conversations, and it seems to be going really well. So 2 thumbs up to that.
That's good.
Hi there. I just wanted to say, Emma and I had a wonderful conversation.
Yeah, she's okay.
Good. Well, listen, sweetie. We'll talk soon. Good night.
Baby, love you. Take care.
Love you too. Goodbye.
So the question that I have, as I do with a lot of these couples, is are either one of these people being exploited? Particularly, is Harris being exploited by Stephanie due to her economic power? Meaning that, does he feel like he can be fully honest? Does he feel like he has power? Does he feel like he has to appease her in order to get money that he thinks she either through her or by getting a green card and getting a job in the United States? Does he feel like he can be completely honest? Does he feel like he has equal power in the relationship? Or does he feel like he has to bow down to her and she uses that power to control him because she has economic and citizen power over him? I don't know the answer to that question. We would have to ask him.
Yeah, you bet. There we go. Harris. There we got it. Yeah.
I love Harris. He is definitely the man that I've been looking for.
Hi, Harris.
Now, I know a lot of you are thinking this because you're commenting below about it, that how can Stephanie go from being engaged and wanting to marry Ryan and then literally the next day go to being in love and wanting to marry a different man? Maybe her love for Harris was building over time. Maybe she doesn't really love Harris. Maybe she never loved Ryan or Harris. Maybe she is just looking for a relationship of convenience of some sort. I don't know. But it is a question. And I would worry about her. If I were her friend or her therapist, I would really want to ask her about her feelings, her true feelings. What's her goal? What is the outcome that she's looking for? Is it for someone to love her? Is it for stability? Is it for him? Does she truly love him? Does she have a pattern of these kinds of behaviors? I don't know. We see at least some level of pattern between Ryan and Harris, but I'd really want to know the history of her relationships up until this point, because I think that would let us know more about what's happening here. So it's just a lot of speculation, but it is a question. How can you go from loving someone to loving another person and wanting to marry them within 24 or 48 hours? It's possible. I mean, that happens sometimes for sure, but it seems to be pointing to something. What would it be pointing to? Maybe she felt humiliated. Again, this is total speculation. Maybe she felt humiliated by the Ryan situation and is looking for some way to save face to herself and maybe to the audience watching the show. Is she at a point in her life when she feels like she just wants to settle down and she's going to make it happen, but she's never. So actually, this is a speculation that I think would be something I might pursue, is that maybe her whole life, because she, I believe, hasn't been married up in this point. I think she talked about not having even long-term relationships. Anyway, maybe in the beginning of her life up until now, she didn't really want to get into a long-term relationship for one reason or another, either out of fear or just not into it or something. And then as she reaches a certain point in her life, she's like, okay, I'm ready to settle down. But she doesn't have experience with that sort of life. And she has maybe the mindset of a teenager when it comes to, okay, now I'm going to be in a long-term relationship. Now, I'm not saying she has the mindset of a teenager in a lot of aspects. I'm just saying, possibly just this one. And so she steps across the threshold and say, okay, now I'm here in life. Let's go for it with a long-term relationship. And she doesn't know how to detect for herself because she hasn't made the mistakes. For a lot of us, we'll go through relationships when we're 13, 17, 22, and they will be disastrous for us. And we'll look back and we'll say, okay, what do I learn from those relationships? And they inform how you deal with the next relationships. And maybe Stephanie doesn't have those to look back on, and she is now making those mistakes that she will later regret and learn from. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a lot at stake here, getting married, him coming to the States, the whole legal visa process rigmarole. But anyway, and maybe we'll never find out. Maybe they'll be on a future season. Let's continue watching.
All the time, first thing is my family, my kids, my mom, my dad. I can make better life for them. Plus my baby mother, Emma, because she's my baby mother. We lived together 14 years. I love her so much, and I will always take care of her.
All right, so that's pretty explicit. I wonder how Stephanie feels about watching this, because I'm guessing this wouldn't make her happy. But yeah, for him, it's an economic decision. He can, according to his prediction of the future, he'll come to the States, he'll earn a lot more money, and he'll be able to, take care monetarily of his kids, of Emma, of his parents, and that's a big deal.
History get a good break like that.
Stephanie is not going to react well to any of this, I don't think. I mean, maybe she'll be fine. I mean, there's a scenario where she's like, well, I know that's what he said to the camera, but I know better. He does love me. And they edited out all these other things that he said. But I can't imagine, because we always wonder about this, right? And this is one of the major questions of the show is, does the individual really want to be with a person, or do they consider it a ticket to a better life, as they're predicting? Whether or not it is a better life or not is in question, but they believe it is. And usually what we'll hear is the person will say, well, I want to be with the person and I want to go to the States. But he's at least in that clip that they showed, that he didn't say anything about wanting to be with Stephanie. It was essentially just all about the monetary value of Stephanie. So, and then we just see him kissing Emma. And I can't imagine Stephanie reacting well to that. So maybe we'll find out. There's supposed to be a tell-all, right? So maybe we'll find out there. I don't know. If you haven't become a part of our Discord or our fan page or our Instagram or our official fan page, there's all links below. You can join those things if you want, and you can be a part of the conversation, or you can see pictures of my animals and whatnot on Instagram. And everyone out there, please take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.